What's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. Just getting set up. I just got to the bowling alley. What's going on, kid? What? I just sanded your elbow. You're fine. Did I say you could practice next to me? I'm just kidding. You're fine. Still getting warmed up. You guys haven't even started anything yet. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got my wireless mic on right now. A lot of people here today, so the bowling alley is quite busy. Get some free Sunday practice in today. I got to get my body warmed up and going here so I don't hurt myself again. About a week and a half ago, I practiced without warming up properly and pulled my back out, so I don't want to do that again. Took quite a few days to recover from that. Doing some active stretching here, because apparently static stretching is bad for you now. So today I'm going to be working on some things with my approach. I'm going to try to work on re-implementing a push away in my approach. That's something I eliminated about a month and a half ago just because it was kind of giving me some inconsistencies, but I'm losing a lot of ball speed because of that. So let's see if I can't get that implemented back into my game. Of course, going to work on spares because I always work on spares. Spares are one of the most important things to be good at. Make sure this tape doesn't come off. The other thing I'm going to be working on today is controlling early friction. So league season has started for me this year. And I haven't been doing too bad. You know, I'm basically right about where I finished last season. So, you know, the 205, 206 average so far. Last week I actually had a really good week and shot 650. So I did really good last week. But one thing I've kind of struggled with in league so far this season is bowling on the fresh. For some reason, I haven't been able to find a good look on the fresh, and that's usually been hurting my scores. 2 weeks ago, when my back was still kind of sore and I was getting over that, my first game was like a 172. So part of the reason I took the big guns and drilled it as a short pin is because I was looking to have something that I could use not only in league to control the friction in the fresh, but also to control those higher friction environments once I get to them. So I'm hoping it'll work out pretty good. I just went to the room back there and used the ball spinner and surfaced it to 2000 grit. So I'm hoping that will kind of tame down the break point a little bit for me on the fresh here. And yeah, we're probably going to start off with just some spare practice and get my body moving. Can't forget my handy dandy notebook, as Blues Clues would say, of course, but I've got my notes for my spares and basically what I'm going to do for practice inside here. This is also the same notebook that I use in a tournament when I'm writing down and taking notes about my shots. I am monitoring chat, so if you got any questions about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, let me know and I'll do my best to answer it for you. All right, spare practice. So we're going to start with the 10 pin and just move to the left in the rack and practice single pin spares. See if I can't get this camera zoomed in a little bit. Again, hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. It's the first time I've tried using my wireless microphone setup in a live session, so I don't know if it's going to be picking it up good enough or not. A lot of background noise right now, so can't do anything about that. Alright, so that was my attempt at a 10 pin, being not warmed up yet. Actually got the 610 and then I went to the other side of the rack for the 7. So we're going to try the 10 pin again. I want to get just the 10 pin, nothing else. There we go, that's better. That was much more accurate that time at release and at the arrows. So for my 10 pin, I stand 38, look at 20, and usually on a house shot that results in a 6-pin spare and a 10-pin spare. So now I'm going to go for the 4-pin on the left side of the rack here. So we're going to 20 and a half. Oh, that's way left. Oh, we ended up getting the whole thing. Try that again. That's better. That's what I'm after. So in my spare practice, like I said, I usually start at the corners, work my way towards the middle of the rack from the right, and the middle of the rack from the left, finishing with the head pin. So we're going to go for the 3-pin this time. Perfect. Now we're going to move to the left side of the rack, and we're going to go for the 2-pin. So we've covered the 10, the 7, the 4, and the 6. Last shot was the 3-pin. Now we're going to go for the 2-pin. There we go. Dead center. And we get an opportunity at a single 10-pin again. Dead center. All right, so we're into the 5th frame, and we finished with the head pin. Okay, that was a little right. Try it again. That was actually 19. Intention of standing about 27.5 and right over the middle arrow for my head pin. All right, last shot of spare practice, and we're going to move on to throwing my short pin big guns on the fresh. Oh, that was left. All right, try that again. See, this is the kind of inconsistency I was noticing when I had a push away about a month and a half ago before I got rid of it. And I think it might be because my push away is just a little fast. I'm going to try a little bit more slower, controlled push away here and see what happens. That's a little better. Okay. All right, moving on. Short pin, big bro, big guns. Now the ball review video I just came out with this morning, actually, I featured this ball, the big bro, big guns from Swag. It's got a short pin, 2 1/4 by like 6 by 1, if I remember correctly, PAL. I've got it sanded down to 2000 grit. And what I'm going to do here is I think one of the mistakes I've been making is trying to play the fresh a little too square. So I'm going to stand further left than I'm used to on the fresh. And see what we get. Oh, this is bad all around. So we're standing 28, attempting to hit like 13, 14, and that just didn't come out of my hand right. Like I said at the beginning, I'm trying to re-implement an extended push away into my approach, because not having it has been affecting my ball speed. So adding it back is going to take a bit to get used to it. That's better. Okay, that's what I'm looking for on the fresh. So it didn't necessarily drive hard when it got to the end of the pattern. Nice and smooth, a little bit of deflection. That can usually be easily controlled with a slower ball speed. But that kind of look on the fresh condition out here for my league is what I'm after. So we're going to micro adjust to the right, 1-on-1, 27, 13. Try that again. Oh, a little right. Yeah, and there's that short pin with the surface, so that surface is going to slow it down at the break point by quite a bit. Try that same line here. That's much better. As long as it goes. Okay, not bad. So it seems like with the surface added to the ball, I should be able to stand a little bit further right now. Last week in league, when I was throwing this short pin ball on the fresh, I had it at 4,000 grit out of box surface, a fresh 4,000 true cut. It was very, very snappy at the break point. So, like I said, I surfaced it to 2,000, trying to slow it down a bit. And now that I know it's reacting slower, I'm gonna move probably 3-1 right now. So we're standing 24. Eyes at 12. There we go. That's what I want on the fresh here. So the house shot here at Town and Country, everything outside of 5 is dry. So if you're throwing something that's too much ball and you get it to that dry early, or just in general, you get it to that dry and it's too much of a ball, it just hockey sticks off it. So I like seeing that. That was a good shot out to 5 at the break point. Nice and smooth and controlled off the end of the pattern. Throw that again. Looking 12, standing 24. A little left off my hand. So I hit 10 down lane. I was hoping it would sit there, but it didn't. And this is actually a spare that I want to practice because I sometimes struggle with it. Baby split. I'll line up for the 6 pin and give it just a little bit of rotation. Kind of like that. Perfect.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Oops. I need the other black ball. All right, this time don't miss left. There we go. That's what we want. That looks really good on the fresh. I think that's something I can work with. The only other option I really have for the fresh is my Fantasy Days, which has more of a controlled layout on it. But I'm going to throw it here for one shot, and you'll just kind of see the difference. So I'm going to stand in the same place, same target, same release, and everything. You'll see just how much different this ball is. So see, that ball's much more forward. And that's the one reason I don't really throw it a ton on the fresh house shot out here. Now I could definitely make it check up more if I wanted to, by getting around it a little bit. But what I find often here is the Fantasy Days cover is so strong that if I start getting around it, then I have to adjust my feet left and open my angles. All right, we'll pick this up here and then we'll finish out this game using the short pin big guns. Dead center, that's what I like to see on my spares. All right. We're gonna go for score here. Throwing the big guns short pin. Fresh house shot. Just see how well this will play as it starts to open up. A little bit to the right. Does it sit there? It did. It sat there enough to give me a 4-pin. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm going to start slowing down here, taking my time on my shots like I would in league. Oh, that was a mean 9-pin. I got around that one a touch at the bottom. One thing I'm working on a lot when I'm shooting my spares is trying to get my rotation dead forward on my spare ball. That actually had a little bit of backup to it. Not a bad thing as long as you're accurate and you're not throwing something with a big core on the inside of the ball. So far, we've started 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare. Boy, you get around that thing and it just wants to take off. Which, again, it wanting to take off like that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because that means I should, theoretically, be able to move a little left and still use this ball. Try it again here. Try and get more behind it. Oh boy. Well, I was more behind it, but I tugged it, so I was 10 at the break point instead of 5. But again, it's not leaving me spares that I can't pick up. Would I prefer them to be strikes? Of course. All right, open my hips a bit. Try and slow my feet down. That's better. Oh, 10 pin me, flat 10. And that's one thing I was kind of afraid of with that short pin, is putting surface on this ball. I was afraid that because of that dominant core, it would start to burn up. So let's pick this up, then we'll make an adjustment. Or maybe I'll miss it. Yeah. All right. So the adjustment we'll make is we're going to go to my standard release, about 40 degrees of rotation or so, and we're going to move left and just allow the ball to work for me. So I'm 28, 14 at the arrows. Got around it a little too much, I think, that time. That's better. So maybe the thing is that this is only going to work for the first like 4 or 5 shots. And then after that point, maybe I should be out of it and into my transition ball that I've been using to shoot decent scores every week. Because I got around that one pretty well, but again, that adds length to it. And once I did that, of course, it came in a little under the head pin. Come on, go. Oh, another 10 pin. Jeez. It's not like I'm throwing it bad. It's actually really good shots. I'm online and being consistent with it. But that short pin layout, on top of getting around it, just makes that ball push a little too far and it never really rolls. And that's why you roll your spare ball dead straight. Hey guys, welcome. I am monitoring chat. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm trying to use my wireless mic today, so never used it in a live session. I hope it's coming through all right. Sorry about the background noise. There's quite a few people out here today. But if you're just getting on, I'm basically working on my fresh oil game using my short pin Big Bro. We're going to adjust 2 and 1 to the right. I'm going to get around it and see if that helps it shape a bit. Maybe. 5 pin. I was a little bit behind it, honestly. Whoa, I stuck on that one. Okay, same shot as before, except I'm going to try and get around it like I've been doing this whole time. See if that helps that ball go through the pins better. Looking 13. Too much. I mean, I was really around that one, and you saw how it delayed it so much. But that elasticy outer core helped it carry that strike. Probably wouldn't get away with that on a sports shot. Try that again here. That's better. There's what I want. Everything about that shot was just much better. The ball was off my hand more clean. My timing was better. Hit my line beautifully, had good rotation. And that's what I want to see out of this ball for the fresh oil is control and drive the pins without it being too overreactive. With that being said, you know, I went the front 5 frames with spares, opened in the 6 on a 10 pin, unfortunately. Now I'm 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, and a double in the 10. Oh boy, I got it right. Carry the 7. Nah. And so that's what's been happening the last couple weeks in league for me is, so that first game is never really that great. It's usually 170s, 80s, 90s, but the next 2 games are well above 200. So it's really that first game that's keeping me out of the running for shooting like a 700 or some kind of really big honor score. And I'm trying to figure out how to get through all that extra friction. So my fantasy days isn't really an option simply because with the layout I have on that ball, it's much too forward at the break point. I think I'm going to take a look at my Joker Maniac. Like I said in my review of this ball, it reacts more like a hybrid for me. It's got my benchmark layout on it for Symmetrix ball. And I'm thinking this might be the ball to use. Clean enough through the front, but slow enough at the break point that we're not going to end up with an uncontrollable reaction here. Go, maybe. Too forward at my release on that one. That's okay. I need practice picking up washouts. Now, theoretically, I should shoot this like I'm shooting a 2-pin and try and give it a little bit of reverse to catch that head pin on the left. Hopefully, that gets our spare for us here. Kind of like that. There it is. Now, if only I could do that more consistently when I start leaving those washouts at regionals and stuff. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go to my standard release, which, 35 to 40 degrees of rotation. That's pretty forward. Same spot I was at with the Big Guns short pin. That's pretty good. And see, that's so the Maniac is a good ball, don't get me wrong, but it's got a really strong cover on it. And I was afraid I would see it do that on the house shot here. Hook a little too early, leave a flat 10 pin. Well, I'm getting good practice on my 10 pins today, that's for sure. Okay, so the Maniac is kind of giving me an okay, look. I'm going to try the show off. So the show off, statistically speaking, quite a bit later, which means it'll be a little bit sharper. And again, that's not necessarily what I'm looking for on the fresh, but right now this is no longer fresh, so 2 and 1 left. There we go. Oh, got a message. Not a bad shot. But as you can see, compare that to what you saw with the Maniac. Much cleaner throughout the entire lane, much sharper at the break point. And that's one thing that kind of contributed to that deflection at the pins. Now, it had enough breakpoint shape, though, to enter the pins at the right angle, so we got a messenger over to the 10 pin and knocked it out that time. We're going to go a little bit more forward on the release, 2 and 1 to the right. Maybe. Yeah, so, again, good shot. Online, just 2 forward. So again, I am still undecided about what to do on the fresh out here. I've tried urethane to control that friction. Urethane for me just doesn't look good. tried my short pin here that I just drilled, the big guns. Again, you know, I've got it surfaced at 2000, but it, you know, it's kind of iffy. The show off, again, I don't know. I think it's too clean and too sharp at the break point. So we're going to put that back in the bag. That's my later transition ball anyway on the symmetrical side. I'm going to go back to the Maniac here and adjust my feet a little bit. Play a little bit more square. See what we get here. Pretty good. Yeah, see, still, good shot, but because of that strong cover, it just hooks too early. So when it gets to that break point, it's slow and doesn't go through the pins. Leaves me another 10 pin. It's all right. This is practice. I'm supposed to be practicing things like this. I think this is about the 15th 10 pin I picked up today, or shot at, I should say. Oh, that was terrible. That's only the second one I've missed. Granted, I shouldn't miss it. Hey, for those of you guys watching right now, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. All right, let's do this, Maniac. Same spot. Gonna get around it a little bit here and see if we can get it to go through the pins. Good shot. Still, got to the pins and didn't drive through it like I want. Hey, how you guys doing? What time is it? 11:55? Yeah, for those of you guys in the chat, let me know if you can hear me when I'm on the lanes talking. I'm trying to use my wireless mic for this, and I don't know if it's picking up because I have no way of testing it before I go live. And for those of you just joining, I'm working on my fresh oil game. There's a fresh house shot out here. I'm trying to find that ball that I can use on the fresh that allows me to control the early friction of the heads. And especially at the house shot out here at Town and Country, all the friction that exists to the right of the 5 board. So I'm back to my short pin ball just because that Maniac wasn't going through the pins like I'd wanted to. Good shot. Come on. Again. Good shot. I mean, that's the shot on the house shot out here. You get it out to the 5 board, and it just goes off it all day long. Maybe a little bit more rotation might help get it to go through the pins. I don't know. Pick this up, and then we'll worry about it. Or we'll miss it right. I was too controlled with that the whole way. All right. Stand in the same place. Now, giving it more rotation is going to give it more length. Maybe we just need to slow it down a bit. I don't know. Quite a bit slower. And see, there you go. So I threw that one probably about a half to a mile an hour slower. And it, of course, it picked up nicely, and it left me a washout. Like I said before, it's okay. I need to practice my washouts. So we're going to shoot this like we would shoot a 6-pin or a baby split. So we're going to put a little bit of rotation on the spare ball. or we're gonna go and tug it, and almost got lucky. That's not how you shoot a washout. All right, let's give the Fantasy Days another look. Now, I do have the Fantasy Days at 3000 out of box, so maybe the answer is just put some surface on it and throw it on the fresh. 26. That's right. Oh! Not exactly what I was looking to do. Hey, another chance to pick up a washout though. We've got this one earlier, so we've got to shoot it the same way, right? Uh-oh, too much head pin. I tried to get my reverse hook in there and didn't quite get it off my hand right. Need some water. I'm going to try one more shot with the Days. This time we're going to be more accurate, I hope. There we go. Again, because of that layout, it's just so forward. Maybe what we'll do is we'll take it into the ball spinner, take it down to 2000 grit. Like I said, it's at 3 right now, so that 3000 grit surface causing it to read later on the lane. And there's a yellow jacket in the bowling alley. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to take this Days into the ball spinner here, and we're going to drop it to 2000 grit. What? What? Yeah, I know. That's what I just said. There was a yellow jacket. Okay. So we've got the Days now sanded to 2000 grit. Get it dried off here. Might want to mark the PAP after this shot just so I can see more clearly where the ball's reading at. But what I need is I need it to read earlier on the lane. That's why I surfaced it down to 2000 grit. All right, same line as we just had. Go through it. So it did read earlier. You could definitely see it. Picked up sooner. It rolled a lot sooner. But again, because of that layout, it's so forward, which makes this ball great when you're on a higher friction environment, you know, like a shorter oil pattern. It's one of the reasons I drilled this Days the way I drilled it. All right. Try and get around it quite a bit this time. Same spot with my feet and my eyes, though. Oh, that was right. Yeah, kind of sort of expected that. Missed right, got to the friction early, so it rolled really quick and rolled out. Another 10 pin. Getting a lot of 10 pin practice today, which I'm okay with. Oh, it bounced out. That doesn't count, of course, in the game of bowling, right? Doesn't count at all. Hey, at least my ball didn't bounce out halfway down the lane like yours did the other day. Okay. Come on. Oh, yeah. See? I just don't know what the answer is for the fresh oil here, honestly. You know, I've tried my short pin to control the friction. It does a good job of controlling the friction, but again, it's kind of inconsistent at the break point for me. You know, my Joker Maniac is just too strong. It likes to deflect on that early friction. This Fantasy Days, sanded to 2000. Still, I think now it's just too early and too forward to get through the pins like I would like it to. All right, we'll go to the ball that I used last week in league and shot 248 with it. Of course, now granted, that was game 3. This is a Shiny Pearl, it's the Geek. Got my benchmark layout on it for symmetrical balls. Yeah, that's what I expected. So I did miss right. I got it to the right a little early, so it overread. Bounced pretty hard. More spare practice. If anything today, I'm definitely getting in the spare practice. I don't know, maybe I just need to get more comfortable with playing more inside on the fresh instead of out. So based on that last shot, I know I missed right, but we're gonna go 2 and 1 left here. Maybe. I missed right again. Well, like I said earlier, the other thing I've been working on is trying to re-implement a push away into my game. And right now I'm just unsure if I'm gonna continue with it. Started losing a lot of ball speed potential in my approach without it. To be honest, I'm getting kind of sick and tired of shooting spares. Third game in a row where I've started the front 4 frames with spares. Okay, so this time let's be accurate. How about? Came around it a ton. But see, that's the Geek is great for that, you know. I mean, when you need to stand left, throw right, and get entry angle, it's awesome for that. Which is why I usually use it right about game 3 when I'm standing left, throwing right. All right, Maniac, I know you're a good ball. Let's stand in the same place that we just was with the Geek. See what it does. It's just too early. Too early and not enough oil. Okay. Back to the right we go. 26. 12. More behind it. Not like that, though. Too much around it. Another washouts opportunity. Shoot for the 6-pin with a little bit of ball rotation. Oh, not like that. That was a terrible attempt. Two forward. See you later. If you're wondering, no, I'm not necessarily trying to leave washouts. It's just a side effect of me trying to figure out how to play this fresh oil out here. All right, focus in on this one. We're gonna pick this up. Kick it a little bit, come on. Spare ball didn't move like I thought it would. Had the proper line, just no motion from the ball. So again, I don't know if I want to keep the push away or if I want to eliminate the push away like I've been doing. It's just one of those things. A push away has always been kind of uncomfortable for me, but I think not having it is affecting me more than having it. So we're going to play around with that a little bit. I'm just going to stand in the same place. How about now if I unplug my wireless mic? Can you hear me? All right. Here, do me a favor. I'm going to plug it back in. Tell me if you hear it. How about now? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to step away. It seems like the wireless mic isn't. Oh, well, maybe that's why. Let me try this again. Okay, it's actually picking up now. All right, I'm going to try it again. So I've been talking this whole time for an hour and nobody has heard a word I said. That's probably why nobody's been watching. Okay, here we go. Testing. Tell me if you hear me. Testing. Okay. So it looks like my transmitter battery has run out. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live session right there. I've been here for about an hour throwing. I'll make sure I bring some extra batteries with me for next time. That way when the battery goes dead, I can do something about it. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in for a little bit today. And the next time I go live, hopefully, I'll have some extra batteries with me. See you guys next time.